Hello and welcome to the Red Zone Podcast, episode 13, Hour of Discussion. I'm
Hmm.
Elvin,
And I'm JR.
and today we're trying something new. You might notice there's something for your visual pleasure. Hopefully, it will come across without a problem. And while you're enjoying your eyeballs,
Enjoying your eyeballs.
well, enjoying their eyeballs are enjoying. I apologize. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
while your eyeballs are enjoying the view. Remember to subscribe and like and share. So for today's episode, we're going to discuss Hour of Devastation, and we're also going to have a general board game roundup, couple of things about RPGs and board games and general tabletop games, and we're going to talk about Hour of Devastation in particular afterwards. And well, at the end of the show, we'd have a little announcement about content.
Oh,
So
we
that's
do?
yeah, we do,
We do?
or do we?
I guess we do.
Maybe. Who knows? Only the future will know. So, for the news roundup, we're going to go to, well, cover topics that we don't usually cover or we haven't covered in some time. So, the first one is a game that is very far from my heart, Monopoly.
Oh, Monopoly?
Yeah, I hate that game.
Oh, are you talking about. Wait, that wasn't one of our links. You want me to. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, okay,
Oh, I
so,
actually saw this thing. I saw that. I saw a lot of bad press about it. Well, not
well,
bad press per se about it. It's just people saying, nothing can make Monopoly good, but
okay, well,
let's.
for our audience, for our listeners and viewers, what we're talking about is Hasbro's announcement that they are partnering with Nintendo to create Monopoly Gamer. Apparently, Nintendo has a monopoly on gamers. Hey,
Oh,
see, look at what I did there.
no, but isn't the thing out, or at least
Well, it was recently announced, so it should come out soon.
I think it's
According to
out.
this, it'll be
It
available in August
it says it's out of stock.
because it's in pre-release.
I saw people open. I saw like videos of people
Oh,
opening it.
really? Gamer Edition available in August at mass market retailers.
I guess
Start.
some
Oh, the
some.
collector's edition is available already.
Oh, so the collector
So
edition
yeah,
came
that's
first.
it features a premium Bowser token.
Yeah, I saw something weird about it. Like you could, there was this like, if on the screen right now you'd see something where it has for like Mario, Peach, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong.
Yeah, those are different characters
Yeah,
that.
but I saw something where there are like there's Wario and other stuff. I don't know if that's another one.
Yeah, I think that's the same one, but they just.
Yeah, and the case was weird. It was like you have your the area where you put the token, the what do you call them, the tokens that come with the game, and
Yeah,
it's as if you could get
the
addition.
pawns.
Yeah, and it looked like you could get more tokens from somewhere else, and it even has a note that says put the tokens here.
Each of the characters have different abilities, and there's special place spaces on the board that activate those abilities.
Ah,
Yep.
so it's not just a reskin.
No, it. They made an effort to make it an actual upgrade to the basic Monopoly game, but essentially they still go around and they're trying to get coins and stuff. So Monopoly hasn't really been the most groundbreaking of games, but it's something new, and for people that really like the Mario characters, then it's something to look forward to.
Yeah. Oh, there are more images of it. So instead of money, it's coins, I
Yeah,
think.
I guess.
And oh, and you get a character card,
Yep.
and the dice are different. It's 1d6 and one. Um, well, I could see like coins, pow. The you know in.
Yeah. For like Mario 2 and later
No,
versions.
no, no.
Yeah.
That's no. That's a different Mario and
It's a
Luigi game.
POW. It's a P, right?
No, no, no. It actually, well, it says pow. What game is that?
POW is the thing in Mario where you press it and it turns all coins into bricks and all bricks into coins.
Oh, was that still Mario?
Yeah, that's Mario. Mario, remember there's a P button. When you hit it, it turns all coins into bricks and all
No, no,
bricks
no.
into coins.
Where there's a game also starring Mario and Luigi,
Yeah,
and
that's Mario Brothers, the
no,
first,
no,
the
no.
one.
But it actually said "pow" instead of "p," which
Yeah,
is
yeah, it says POW. It was the sewer game where they were running around. When you hit POW, it shakes the entire screen, and all of the turtles turn upside down, which you can then kick them.
yeah. Wasn't that something else? I think it's something. I remember it to be some. I know it's Mario, but I remember it to be like some sort of a spin out game or something.
Spin off.
Anyway, spin off game. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Next piece of news that we have is from Asmodee, where a series of um, games are being released. There's this new type of game called unlock games. Have you heard of this?
is it like the what do you call that? The mystery.
Escape rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like an escape room in a box. Essentially, it's a card game where multiple players can try, even as a solitaire game, can attempt to escape from someplace. So,
Which are what
like
are these? House
a
on the Hill, the Nautilus,
yeah, like an underwater submarine and a treasure island sort of place.
Tonipal, Tonipal's treasure, and Nautilus traps locked away. So, um, yeah. Oh, it's like when you go to somewhere. It's like the build your own adventure books, I guess.
Yeah, choose
Except
your own adventures,
choose your
except
own,
it's
yeah.
cards.
Except it's cards. Like the one on the screen says like you're in the office and what do you look at, and then there's a corresponding card to it. I guess that's kind of cool, right?
It sort of reminds me of the mechanic used by time stories, using cards that represent certain parts and places in the area. So if you say go to a window, you're asked to draw from this card, and it's going to tell you the things that only you see. So this looks like an interesting game, honestly. I might look into it.
Yeah, no, I guess the main problem is like you once you finish it, it's done,
That's the thing.
or
It
isn't
has
it?
a limited replayability, but I don't know. I'll look. Maybe we'll do a more in-depth coverage of this. But essentially, this is just news that they're releasing three more escape rooms, and that's always interesting. That's always fun.
Yeah, because I actually remember in one of the gamer groups in Facebook that people were what people did was they like 10 people not in the same like they're part of the same club but not exactly in the same game group. So the 10 of them would get one, and then like would pass it around until they're all done, and then sell it to just get value a bit. It's like off a bit. So like everyone would play it once and then sell it, and then they would also uh split the money. So like they pay a super small amount to play it once. And
Well,
I
that's
guess that's
interesting.
the I guess that's how you would do it, or you could get one.
You can do that for any game, actually. Just if you're trying to find value. So,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can
that
do that
sounds
for
like
any game, but
yeah.
for other games, like it would be okay to keep them. But for this one, I guess it's okay to keep them for like to to introduce to your friends or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I get
But
what you
for
mean.
yourself, you can really.
For this game specific, these types of games particularly, due to the way that they essentially use up or run out of replay value, it would be better to just maybe sell them for value.
Is there any amount of randomness to it, like, or do you just play it once and that's it really?
I think they're like different endings, kind of like Choose Your Own Adventure, where you can um, go to different. There's like a perfect ending, and there's like the really bad ending, and then there's
No, no, but
a couple different
I'm
endings in
thinking
between.
since it's escape E, like unlock E, then you would know what to do from the start if you knew, and then it just wouldn't make any sense.
Well, I guess it could replay if you did the exact same thing every time. It'll come out the same way.
No, but I mean, like, if you know, for example, that like in room one, the key is under the fridge, for example. Then once you start playing, you know it's under the fridge, and that's just dumb. I don't know,
Well, it's possible,
right?
but same thing can be said for like any game with puzzles. The fact that you know the answer to the puzzle doesn't mean that the entire game is invalidated. But
Oh,
I
because there
know
like other, because there a story, or do you just
it looks like there's a story. As I said, we this is not really a deep dive into the game. It does look very interesting. Maybe we'll cover this in greater detail in the future episode.
yeah, the page doesn't really say much aside from that thing, and then the three new unlocked things. But yeah, okay. What else?
Yeah. The next thing we have here is for Fantasy Flight's latest RPG, Genesis. So, what this is a generic or well, a role-playing game. Uh,
For all settings.
that's what that's the tagline. A role-playing game
Yeah.
for all settings. Essentially, it is a universal role-playing game that uses narrative dice. For those fans of the Star Wars RPG, as I myself am one of them, Genesis is a game that uses the core mechanics of that, the core solution system, where you can act and take actions which, although succeed, have negative consequences, or you can fail but have positive consequences at the same time. And this is a game that sort of um, gets that core concept and then applies it to a lot of different things from hard sci-fi to fantasy to whatever else you'd want to make any narrative story that you'd want to create with it.
In concept, not in gameplay. Is it similar to the Fate Core system?
It is similar to Fate Core. It's similar to GURPS, generic universal role playing system. It's similar to Rises, another very cheap universal. Same thing as Savage Worlds. It's a type of RPG that is designed to be slotted into any world, like sci-fi or fantasy or steampunk or what have you. It's still upcoming.
Oh, maybe for pre-order. Wait, let me check. It's announcing, and oh yeah, they're just announcing it for now.
Yeah, Fantasy Flight is actually very good at making sure that the games are well tested.
At hyping them up as
Well,
well.
hyping them, yes, but the previous Star Wars games, role-playing games, were actually extensively beta tested before being released. So I expect this one to have the same level of rigorous testing
No, they
that those ones.
like seriously beta testing.
Yeah, they actually sold very cheaper versions of the game system for players that want to beta test and got feedback from them. So, normally a 300 a book that would cost say $60, they sold it for like 20
Why would
and
they sell them instead of giving them up for free though? I mean,
well, if you're gonna spend money, you have like an incentive to give your feedback. So, it's a game you can start playing. It's kind of like a pre-release, so you're sort of buying into the pre-release, and so you can keep playing that. And but the idea is, if you give feedback, your feedback will be incorporated in the final version of the game.
no, but why
Which,
why don't they just give it, for free to people that they know
well,
would
I guess they
uh,
found that if they sell it, people are more invested because they put money into it, and so there's a feeling of ownership.
yeah, but
But I'm
do you get like a discount off of the version 1 if you beta test?
not really sure. I don't think so because they were still selling it and they didn't really see any sort of discount given for those that did playtesting.
They should do that, but yeah.
I'm sure they do it for like friends and family and whatnot, but the other version is was for like anybody to who wants to test it with their game group can do so.
Yeah, okay. I guess that makes sense.
That actually covers the tabletop discussion for this episode. In
I'm
the
just
future,
showing everyone the dice because they're cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the
anyways.
dice are cool. It's very similar to the Star Wars dice. So, the idea here is if you guys enjoyed that type of content, please let us know in the comments so that we can incorporate more of that in future episodes. More tabletop coverage, so to speak, not just Magic, because Magic is also a tabletop game, possibly the best, but we also want to cover other things that might interest you. So, getting to the main topic that we have, as you call it, hour of discussion. We are going to talk about Hour of Devastation. And so we talked last week. We discussed Hour of Devastation's mechanics, particularly the new ones, Eternalize and Afflict.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna talk about the story a little bit, as well as the different cycles that are present in the new set.
So are we
So,
talking about the whole storyline?
well, we left off after Liliana barks like a dog and made her zombie river creatures eat a demon.
Oh, I thought it was her who ate the demon.
Well, she sort of ate the demon through using the her zombie, so she tasted it, because of the length.
Oh, does she have that power? Like she mind controls the zombies?
Yeah, that's sort of what she does.
No, I thought like it was like they are minions or something.
They are minions, but she can apparently she can taste.
No, but what I meant is I thought they were just minions. I didn't know that they were more than minions.
Oh, okay. But so, well, last time we saw Liliana, besides killing the demon, she the Gatewatch also were noticing the other gods, and the gods fell to the older gods. Ronas, the most viable god in standard.
Most viable god. Yeah, I
Well,
guess.
he was,
Oh, is it? No, I think it's well. That's a different discussion. But I'm all for Hazret still. But yeah,
Well, if you like Hazoret, then that's good, because good
no,
things
like
happen.
standard wise.
Well, anyway, Ronas went toe to toe with the Scorpion God, because that's what they're called.
I found a funny. I was looking for our devastation art to show everyone, and I I ended up finding this one with with Nisa's head Photoshop on Nicole Bolas. It's it's just weird.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
that's not
everyone
something.
enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well, so what happened next was the gods. Well, Ronas in particular was killed by the Scorpion God.
Oh, that was
He
last week, right?
Yes, that was last week.
So no, I thought we were
Okay,
already on
okay.
this week.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hold on. We'll get to that. All right. So he realized that he was fooled. He and the other gods were corrupted by Bolas, and that they perverted their trials. And with his final breath, with his final stand, he tried to attack the Scorpion God. There were two other gods that came out. The Scorpion God, the Scarab God, and the Locust God. And essentially, they're like older gods. So apparently, back in the day, Amonkhet had 8 gods, and then the three were sealed away by
Yeah,
Bolas.
you mentioned all of those
Yep,
last week.
yep. I'm just okay. We're getting to that. Now the thing is, this big things are happening, but in the meantime, in the menagerie, if you recall, the menagerie is the home of Ronas. Everything's going crazy because as the god died, things things were all just going to heck. And the vizier of Ronas, can't recall her
Oh, they have
name.
names?
Yeah,
Cause the cards they're just busier of
no,
something.
she's a legendary. Haspeth has
Oh, did she?
vizier poisons.
Is this a new card? No.
No, it's the same one.
No, I
Wonder
mean
if
from is it from Hour of Devastation?
Hapatra. There you go. From
Ah,
Amonkhet.
okay. Oh yeah, I know that card.
Hapatra. So apparently she has a giant salamander, or a giant poisonous salamander that she can ride or that she commands, and they go out in Ronas's name to protect the people. And so we see a little glimpse into the life of the citizens of Amonkhet in the during this time of devastation. And we see like she meets a group of kids whose mummy nanny are like stuck in the routine of like filling their plates with food and they can't stop, and other things. And we also unfortunately see the death of two more gods,
Which are?
uh, which are Kefnet, who is pierced in the head.
Where
Yeah.
did there was another also? No, that was Sarunas.
No, that was Ronas was also, and then there's Oketra, who is killed by a poison stinger through the chest or the back actually. And then Gideon's like, no.
Yeah, Gideon.
Yeah, because he felt a strong kinship for the gods, and so sadly, uh, this caused all of the remaining people of Amonkhet to like, okay, we're dead, but Petra sort of rallied them along with Samut to try and protect themselves, because now instead of the gods protecting the people, they're now there to protect the gods to make sure that Hazoret and the Bontu would survive, because they're the only gods that they have left. So that's the end of the current story. Now there's actually a spoiler that was leaked about the possible future, and also there's a card cycle, the last action of the gods, which hint to the fate of the gods in Amonkhet. But I don't really want to get into the spoiler part. We might
Why
discuss
not?
that
Why not?
because it's not. It's I think it's conjecture, and it's not necessarily 100% sure that that's going to be the story.
Well, we can talk about what they think is gonna
I think
happen.
let's talk about it when we get to the god's last action. How about that?
Yeah, okay. I'm looking for the cards right now.
All right. So for the cycles, we have several different cycles. So first is the cycling lands, the cycling deserts.
Oh wait, let me get to those. Cycling deserts.
Yeah, that's they're the desert of the true, the desert of the mindful, desert of the glorified, desert of the fervent, and desert of the indomitable.
No, they're all in your screen anyway.
Yeah. Essentially these are the the devastated versions of the temples of each of the gods, and now they're just lands.
They're just deserts to be
Yeah, they're
precise.
deserts, and
And they do nothing.
well, no, they do something. They cycle for one colorless and one mana of the color that they produce. They come into play tap and they produce the color mana, and they count as deserts. So the thing is, this set for Hour of Devastation, deserts means something, and so there's several spells that, which is another cycle that use deserts, particularly the Desert Matter spells.
Oh, is that a cycle? I thought that there
Yes.
was just random cards that used deserts.
Well, no,
But
there's
yeah,
a couple different cards. A Sidewinder Naga, the Solitary Camel,
yeah. Well, let's get to those later.
yeah, a Gilded Ceridon.
Oh, these
So
are the
there's
common lands, by the way. The uncommon deserts are a different thing. They
yeah.
they all do
Now,
something.
those are called spell deserts.
Oh, by who?
By the
By
by the
some
wiki.
person.
Well, because they replicate spells. So you have Ramanap Ruins, which is kind of like a direct damage spell. Essentially, their spells they
But
are
they don't really replicate spells. They just have abilities.
okay. All right, that's fair. They're lands that come into play and untapped and produce one colorless mana. And if you pay one life, you can tap them to give you the color of mana that they are aligned with.
Yeah.
So you have Shefet Dunes, Rivulet, If Near Deadlands, Ramunap Ruins, and Hashep Oasis.
And what they do is a bunch of things that we. Red
Yeah,
deals damage. Black has counters. Green has giant growth and stuff like that. We won't go into that,
Blue,
but
Blue has library destruction, so mills you
yeah,
for four. Okay,
I don't even know if that's a thing. But it target. Oh, it's target player though.
yeah. Next we're gonna get to the defeat.
That's kind of like you sacrifice a desert though.
A desert, yes. You have
Yeah,
to
I mean,
sacrifice it.
no, I mean for the rest, it's can for red, to be more precise, it's fine. But for to mill 4 cards, sacrifice your land. That's kind of,
Eh,
you know.
eh. I'm not saying it's
But
great. I'm
yeah,
saying that it does that.
but yeah, you can, due to the magic of the red zone's new technology, you could see them on your screen.
Yeah. Now there's also the defeats. These are uncommon cards which represent the different ways that the Gatewatch gets their butts whipped. So you have Gideon's defeat, where Gideon is, almost pierced by Nicol Bolas, and then causes him to planeswalk away, like a little bee.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he had to planeswalk. All of them had to planeswalk away. Jace like reflexively planeswalk because Nicol Bolas. Jace was the first one to fall. Well, okay, now we're getting into sort of spoiler territory because this is from an art book that was spoiled, and it contains story details that are not yet out as official
Oh,
stories.
I read that.
Jace was convinced by Nicol Bolas to read his was fooled by Nicol Bolas to read his mind, and he destroyed his mind.
Yeah.
And then Jace reflexively planeswalked away, and then because he wasn't there, telepathizing with the other Gatewatch members and helping
Telepathizing.
them. Yes, it's a word,
Yeah, I
telepathizing.
know,
It's when
but it's
you
just.
telepath as eyes. All right. So each member of the Gatewatch couldn't coordinate anymore, and so when they couldn't coordinate, one by one, Nicol Bolas just like, okay, I'm gonna beat you down, and Chandra tried to burn him, and then Nicol Bolas was like, I'm a dragon, B, and he grabs her and crushes her. And in order to avoid getting crushed, she planeswalks away. Nissa tries to do the ley line things that she did for different planes that she has, and Nicole Bolas is like, I killed the ley lines, so there's no ley lines here. And then same thing for Liliana. So the Gatewatch is now spread out. They're scattered to the winds of the blind
Oh,
eternities.
but
Don't know where
they
they are.
can just go back whenever they want, right?
Yeah, they can,
But
but then
they,
Nicol Bolas would just beat them up and throw them back.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I
just
remember that now. Like we talked about this last week. Like who, Nicole Bolas was after, and then I remember reading something about that, like something about Ugin, which was my guess.
yeah, we were thinking that what was the purpose of Nicol Bolas creating this army of Eternals? Like
Yeah.
what's this end game? So we still don't know though, but it's this
No,
interesting.
in the spoilers in the art book, it did. Well, the person who interpreted the spoilers in the art book did say something about Ugin, or it actually said something about it. But yeah, but yeah, the point is Ugin was mentioned or was shown somewhere.
You see,
So there are
uh,
Ugin things going on.
maybe Ugin is the key. Like
Yeah, maybe like they team up with Ugin, and Ugin's gonna be the like part of the Gatewatch.
Ugin. I don't think Ugin will say the oath or something. Oath of Ugin.
Out of
Ugh.
Ugin, that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, next is the gods' last actions. The gods. So we have Oketra's last mercy. These are cycle of rare cards, which are the last thing that
Oh,
the gods do.
I wanted to mention that the Gatewatch card, they actually all seem to, or not all, but a lot of them seem to work against Bolas. Like the cards themselves.
Hmm? What do you mean?
Like the black one would destroy target black creature or planeswalker.
Oh, so it'll hurt Bolas.
Yeah, it's a 1 mana card, right?
Destroy target Bolas.
That destroys Nicol Bolas, and then The blue one counter target blue spell,
Yeah, I guess. The red, the
and
blue, and the
the red one is
black.
5 damage to a red creature or planeswalker.
Yeah,
And these are cheap cards.
yeah. I think the blue one is like one blue, one colorless to counter.
Well, one no, just one in the blue.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, not colorless. That's Eldrazi
I'm
territory.
sorry. Okay, my
And then there's
mistake.
black, and then the black one's just black and red one's just red. So that's thing, that's those are really cheap. It's only the Gideon defeat card that's really for Gideon.
Yeah, he turns into something. He turns into an invulnerable beat stick and then dies.
Guys, yeah. So
Yeah, it's cool.
anyway, yeah.
So moving on to the god's last action. So these are like rare spells, which were the last things that the gods did, and all of them cause your land to not untap on your next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they're exerting. They use these spells sort
To
of exert
exert
you.
lands. Yeah, because you exert. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
makes
get
sense.
exerted, and the spells are pretty powerful. Like Oketra's Last Mercy allows you to go back to your starting life.
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
fine.
Some of
You
them are
know what?
not
You
as
know what?
strong.
What would be awesome in like Oketra's Last Mercy would be awesome in Modern against Burn.
Yeah, because it just invalidates like all of the damage that they do.
Yeah. So
Some of the spells aren't as
it's
strong.
it's still counted as gaining life though. Did you know that?
Yes, yes, that's true.
So if they have like skull cracks
Skull,
and
yeah.
stuff, then yeah.
Yeah. Um, Although well, most of the gods, these are their last actions, except for one, Hazoret's Undying Fury. So
Oh yeah,
apparently,
yeah.
Hazoret comes out of this alive, which is cool. Which at least the Amonkhet people,
No, but the art in the card is like it's not him against Bolas though.
her,
He's her. Oh yeah, the
yep,
pervert's a girl.
Hazoret's a girl.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's like impossible to tell. Anyway, but yeah, in the art
It is possible to
she
tell, dude. Take a look
really.
at Hazoret. She has things.
Oh,
Just
not on this card.
not on that card, so but
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
but yeah, on the card she's facing the Scorpion God.
mm,
So it's not like because the rest of them they might as well be fighting who's killing them, but on Hazard's cards it's like sort of earlier. So and
that's
you can and I mean when I say she's facing the Scorpion God, you can see the shadow of the stinger,
maybe she
or
is
maybe
facing it,
it's
but
someone's hair and
to
just
help
looks like a
her,
stinger because it's just a shadow. Who
who
knows?
knows? Who knows? That's true. Now, besides, in addition to the cycle of the god's last actions, you also have another rare.
Okay, we talk about the
Oh
cycle,
yeah.
the cards first.
Oh, you want to? Okay, sure,
No, no,
sure.
no.
That's
Just
fine.
want to mention that the green one is awesome.
Are you sure?
It's green, green. Create the 5/4.
The it's it's okay. I guess it's because of the amount of removal available right now. So creatures, but at the same time,
It's
I
still 2 mana for a 5/4.
that's true. That's true. It's essentially a lower toughness Tarmogoyf, right?
Yeah, you could say that. No, but it's expensive. So yeah, anyway, the blue one's kind of okay though. I mean, I guess they couldn't. It feels like it's kind of expensive, but they couldn't really make it cheaper. Yeah, cause the rest seem expensive because of the you can't untap thing. Because you have to do them late, but then you couldn't untap late, which matters when it's late.
Yeah,
But
essentially you skip out the turns. You
yeah,
lose a
it's
turn
kind of
essentially.
that. But the Ronas thing isn't, because for one thing, it's 2 mana, and another thing is that it's green, so meaning you could
Just
cast
ramp
it.
out of it.
No, you could cast it for with mana dorks and not really. Well, I guess you skip the turn where you cast it in. Well, not really, because you if you play a dork on turn 2 and then turn 3 play it, and with the dork and 1 mana, then you still have 3 mana for with the land drop on turn 4. So it's like you didn't really skip anything. So
It's not. I guess the green one is one of the least affected by the ability. Yeah, and I agree.
by the
Yeah, that's
drawback. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
I didn't even bother reading the Hazoret one because it got 6 mana.
Yeah, I think it's really strong though, but it's
Oh
still
wait,
too
let's
expensive.
give it a read. Shuffle your library, then exile the top 4 cards. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost 5 or C. I stop at that. Without paying their mana. I guess
Yeah,
in a burn deck,
yeah, multiple burn. It's like drawing how many cards? Six? Yeah,
4 cards.
how far?
So like you pay 6 mana to cast 2 lightning bolts and don't untap your turn.
Right. So the next cycle of rare cards would be the hours, which are the different story moments where the arrival of Nicol Bolas is finally revealed.
Is it different moments, or is it like the same hour happening in different places?
No, it's actually I believe it's one after the other. So the first one was
Okay.
the Hour of Revelation, where the second sun aligns with the horns,
And
and
then
then that's
and then
when the
he wins
door.
the game.
Yeah, essentially,
Uh,
Amonkhet, all the Amonkhet people lose the game.
yeah.
So the door opens, and that's the Hour of Eternity, where
Revelation, you mean?
I'm sorry.
Hour of Revelation.
No, Hour of Revelations when the doors open.
Oh,
When
Eternity is the
I'm sorry,
next one. Okay.
when the sun goes into the second between the horns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hour of Eternity is when the afterlife is revealed, and Raziketh does his ritual. Hour of Glory
Who's
is
Razikep?
the demon that Liliana ate.
Oh yeah. Oh, so
Okay.
this is before Liliana did that eating?
The Hour of Revelation.
The
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Hour of Eternity is where the Razketh's ritual occurs. Hour of Glory is when the Scorpion God and the other gods are revealed, and um, Ronas is uh, killed.
Okay.
Hour of Devastation is when Nicol Bolas finally arrives, and where the um, the protective barrier surrounding the city is destroyed by the Locust God. And then finally, you have Hour of Promises. Hour of
Promise.
Promise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what does it do?
It what does it do?
Yeah.
Search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tab, and then shuffle your library. Then, if you control 3 or more deserts, create 2 black 2/2 zombies.
So it's a mana accelerant and a creature
Yeah, yeah.
accelerant.
This is the one that you could play a fifth turn Ulamog out of in standard.
Fifth turn Ulamog.
Yeah, because you ramp from like you ramp with another card turn 2, 3, or 4, and then with this as a second one, and then you can get to Sanctum of Bugans. Or was that Sanctum the one that produces 2 colorless?
Oh yeah, it's two lands. It's not two basic lands.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's the
Temple
name of
of the
that card?
Fallen, Temple of the Forgotten Gods.
Is it
Yeah.
Temples? Sanctum?
No, fallen. Temple of a
Shrine, yeah, yeah.
Shrine of the
The Forgotten Gods.
Forgotten Gods. I think.
Yeah, but yeah, that one. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, turn 5 Bugin
Yeah,
is back.
you know what? Yeah, that's true.
I have my eye on this one, and that's not even that's even without the zombie thing that it does. So
Yeah,
it's a bonus, I guess,
yeah, it's pretty good.
or a trap or a trick because you play zombies. I mean, it makes you play deserts when you don't need to.
Well, you also have the actual Forgotten Gods, the three gods, the Scarab God, the Scorpion God, and the Locust God. Let's talk a little bit about them.
Oh, are
The
they
for
there? Wait, let me look for them. Oh, these
Yeah,
are they're multicolor, right? Are
yep,
they?
they're Grixis color. They're each of them are two of Grixis colors.
How come they're not here?
usually gonna be the very top.
Oh, the top. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mythic spoiler, by the way.
So the first one we were introduced to is the Scorpion God, who is essentially a colossal giant with a body of with the entire scorpion on his head, in place of his head.
Yeah, even with the thing, like the way it still has the scorpion legs in it is kind of,
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway,
it's supposed to give you the sense of unease because it shouldn't look like that, but it does. So it's really, really weird. Do you think? Would you like to talk about like the mythic cards so that we can, because I think they are an interesting point of discussion.
we could, like, briefly, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, because there's like three mythic, well, the three legendary characters, I guess. The gods
Oh,
and
Razaket
rescue.
now has a card.
I'm sorry.
Razaket now has a
Uh,
card.
yep, and that means there's only one demon left that Liliana hasn't gotten to yet.
Oh,
Um, I'll try to find.
or
I'll try to find
Mendahal.
that. I'm sorry.
Did she also get Armendahal? I don't think so.
Ormendal. Ormendal is.
Armendahal, yeah. He's a
Hmm.
demon who
Yeah, Ormendal is
replaced.
a demon. Ormendal isn't one of the
It's
four.
Armendahal,
Okay, Ormendahal is not one of the demons that Liliana made a deal with.
but is a demon.
Yes, he is, but he's not the demon that Liliana made a deal with.
Oh, okay.
It is Belzenlock.
What kind of name is this?
Belzenlock, um,
Mm.
Kothofed, Grizzlebrand, and Razaketh.
Oh, so these are the
Yep.
awesome demons.
Yeah, well,
Well, Grizzlebrand, yes.
Belzenlock is the only one that hasn't arrived yet.
Like, hasn't gotten a card.
Yes, Kothofed, Grizzlebrand, and Razaketh all have cards.
Kotopid is the one that sucks, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah,
I
like,
wasn't
I think
impressed by
that's.
his ability.
Doesn't think actually. I don't even remember what it does. I just know it says
Whenever
one.
a creature, he's a six casting cost 6/6 flyer. That whenever a permanent owned by another player, is put into a graveyard, you draw a card and you lose a life. So he can actually can.
Yeah, that's not good. Anyway,
Grizzlebrand, of
Razaket
course,
though
everybody knows
is
what he does.
8 mana, 8/8 flying and trample. Pay 2 life, sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a card.
Yep, put it in your hand.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
not bad.
this guy's bad because he's 8 mana.
In
But
Commanders, he's
in
really strong.
Commander, this thing is awesome.
Yep, maybe even Legacy, maybe.
Nah. Like,
Okay,
if you're playing Legacy, you'd play Grizzlebrand over this guy.
that's true.
Because you have to sacrifice another creature, and then,
Yeah, Grizzlebrand can just give you the card advantage on his own.
yeah.
Okay, so let's going back to to the Forgotten Gods. You have the Scorpion God, which is 3 black and red for a 6/5 legendary creature god. And whenever a creature with a -1/-1 counter dies, you get to draw a card.
Yeah. That's
And he
fine.
has an ability that you pay 1 black and red to put a -1/-1 counter on another creature. And although they don't have invulnerability, when they die, you just return it to the owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step.
This is like A plus in limited.
Oh yeah,
Because, like, 5 mana, 6/5 alone, and
yep,
then that ability, and then that ability, and then that ability.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if let's see. The Locust God is 6 mana, 4/4 flying. When you draw a card, yeah, that's a bomb. That's a bomb. And the
Oh,
Scarab one is,
the
let's
Scarab
see,
one makes Eternals.
lose X life and use Sky X for the number of zombies you control. Exile target creature card from a graveyard.
Yep. Create a
Oh,
token that's the exact copy of it, except it's a 4/4 creature. Eternalize.
huh.
Essentially,
So which is the bombiest one?
well, people say it's the Scarab God.
In limited?
I'm not sure about limited, but
Oh,
I
they're saying it's the Scarab God for like standard?
in general, I think, yeah.
No, I think it's the Locust God for. Well, depending on what deck you have it in, like if you could actually cast the Locust God, I think that one's better. Like in a cycle deck or something. The Scarab, because the Scarab God you get with creatures to do and make them 4/4s is kind of I don't know. But yeah, in limited though, yeah, it's obviously the Scarab God.
Yeah, Scarab God is really, really strong.
They're mythic though, so it's not like you're gonna get them. But
Well,
even the other mythics are real bombs, like the horse and the
the horse.
yeah, it's a horse. I guess Rasak it's not that good because it's 8 mana,
Yeah,
but
it'll take some time,
yep.
but generally, yeah. Now the Forgotten Gods are another set of that, but generally, those are the different cycles in Hour of Devastation. Um, Now there are also a couple of cards that were reprinted here, but I think nothing really jumps out to me except maybe on someone.
What are the other cards?
Let's see. Kindled Fury, Manalith, Sandblast, Strategic
Oh, Sandblast
Planning,
is an old card.
yeah, Fate Reforged.
Ah, not that old.
Okay, Strategic Planning, Traveler's
Oh, strategic
Amulet.
planning is also an old card.
Yeah, it's from Portal.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hey, and Portal Three Kingdoms though. So
Yeah, yeah.
and then Unsummon, which is pretty cool because
Yeah,
Unsummon
I
is like a
guess
spell that like
unsummons.
everybody knows. Yeah,
It's not great, but you know it.
yeah, it's exactly. It's
Like
something that
you may not like him, but he may you don't may not think he's famous, but you know him. You know, you
that's
may not
true.
like him, but you know him.
Yeah. Now,
Anything else we
let's
should look at in this spoiler list?
well, since the entire spoiler has come out already, well, and you did mention it earlier, let's talk about that horse.
Oh, the horse. Yeah, I had the screen on him earlier. 5 mana, 5/5. So it's three white white. Other horses you control have indestructible, and at
What
the
other
beginning,
horses are there?
the ones he creates at the beginning of each upkeep. Oh no, end step. If you gain life, oh you have to gain life. Create a 5/5 white horse creature token. I thought like he created horses
On his own?
on his own, but no.
He's not that cat
Dragon
lord.
Master. No,
The
it
cat
was
lord
something like
can
Dragon Master
self-impregnate.
outcasting. Cat Lord.
Yeah, the
Oh
cat
yeah, yeah,
lord.
yeah, yeah.
The cat lord can self-impregnate.
Oh, there's a new Sphinx.
Again, sheesh.
Ah, no. This is you the one you didn't like, but there's another one. I think there's like two
Yeah,
or
yeah, there
three.
is. Go to Ketra's Avenger. Take a look at that. That's hilarious.
Oh, Ketras Avenger.
Yeah.
Do I see Iron Man or
No,
something?
no,
Captain
it's one
America.
of it's like a warrior, and she's using one of Oketra's arrows as a spear.
I'm assuming this guy's white, right?
Yeah, one white, one colorless,
Oh, okay, I
three
see.
one.
Oh, that's an arrow. Oh yeah, yeah,
It's an arrow. You can see there's at the end. There's like
yeah.
the fins.
What do you call that?
Fins,
No. I forgot.
stabilizers,
No, it's called something. I don't know. From Darts.
scale.
Anyway, you may exert Oketra's Avenger as his attacks. When you do, prevent all combat damage that would dealt to it this turn. That's actually not bad. Kinda.
It's pretty good.
Oh, it
Well,
doesn't become bigger or anything.
well,
So 2 mana, 3/1 with pseudo indestructible.
pseudo. Well, he could give him vigilance, and then she's even better because she always doesn't die.
Vigilance and then exert.
Yeah.
I guess they could. No, they're not gonna do that. But yeah, this card's not bad in limited. Oh, it's human.
Yep. Human warrior.
Still, no.
Yeah.
This is not standard good. But anyway, rampaging hippo.
Yeah. Well, there's another card that I'm really interested in called Hour of Eternity. It's part of the hour cycle. I
Yeah,
guess we didn't really
we
talk
talked about
about
that,
that
right?
so much, but I want to talk about Hour of Eternity particularly. It's a way for you to like summon creatures back from your graveyard, but it turns them into a 4/4. So if you somehow do
Oh,
that
this
on
one's
turn,
the one that could fifth turn another fifth turn Ulamog.
yeah, but Ulamog will become a 4/4.
Doesn't matter.
But he's not being cast.
No, but you could still mill.
Oh yeah, that's
Pseudo
true.
mill.
The mill is really strong. Ugh.
Yeah, right. But uh,
Any other further
each
use?
card exile this way create a token that's a copy of that card. No, I was thinking it would be better if it changed the card
Mhm.
and it didn't make it a legend anymore,
Mhm.
but it still does.
Yeah, well, let's see. Any other interesting cards here? Uh, there's
Um,
several actually. Or there's really really cool ones. But speaking of cards, I think there's just so many cards here. There's
I
so
think
many ways.
the interesting card is the like one of the rather interesting one is the nimble obstructionist, the one that you cycle. This one, when you cycle it, counter target activated or triggered ability.
Yep.
So that's kind of but
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
it's a 3 mana 3/1 flying with flash, which is not really
Not
great.
bad at all.
Well, not bad, but not really great. But
Yeah,
then
pretty
it's a stifle
successful.
in standard, so that's kind of
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like the spell dismissal.
oh, summary
Disallow.
dismissal. Yeah,
Summary
yeah.
dismissal
I
is
guess
a
this is not
disallow.
that great when you put it that way. But it's for like a blue deck. I mean, having something that could counter those things and could double as a creature when you don't need it, it could be something.
Yeah, it is something that's gonna be it should be looked into. Oh yeah, there was another cycle that I failed to mention. It's the torment cards. So it's in
Let me look
these
for
cards are
those.
in black. There's Torment of Scarabs, Torment of Venom,
Oh,
and
they're not
Torment of
really a cycle
Hellfire.
though, but they're all in black.
Yeah, yeah, it's sort of cycle, a pseudo cycle, if you will.
Yeah, no, they're just torment cards.
Okay, well, anyway, I want to talk about them because you have your Torment of
Sure.
Venom, which is you get three -1/-1 counters on target creature, and then you lose uh, three life each.
Its controller
And
loses 3 life unless he or she
unless,
sacrifices another non-land permanent or discards a card.
yes. Hmm.
But it's just
It's
on target creature.
I know. Apparently, it's really important. So,
No, I mean,
um, yeah, it's all of them are like sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card.
but if you're giving like a 4/4 creature or a 3/4 creature -3/3, then they just sacrifice that creature. So I don't know.
Mm.
Doesn't look as
Well, no,
hot.
no, it has to be another. Look, put three
Oh,
-1/-1
another.
on target
Okay,
on target feature.
I guess.
Then they have to sacrifice another non-land permanent or
I
discard a
guess
card.
that's fine. But yeah, not
It's not
really.
as bad as you think. It's actually a 2-for-1 if they don't want to discard a card or lose three life. So
Mm.
you get -3/-3 to their biggest guy, and then If they don't, you sacrifice another
I
non-land.
guess it because it's an instance. It's kind of limited playable, but I know I don't know. It's still good. It's not bad. It's just that it might seem like it's a lot better
Hmm.
than
Yeah,
it is.
there's actually a lot of cards here for us to cover. And I'd like to make a segue to the last part of our show, which is content that we promised at the start of the show. Remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many cards here, and there's really no way for us to just um, just rattle off all of these. There's some cards that are better than others, and we'd want to give you guys an idea of
Oh,
what we
there's an
thought.
overrun.
An overrun card, yeah.
Yeah, overcome.
Yep.
Kind of an overrun.
There's
That's
a card that's
interesting.
Iron Fist. Yeah,
Anyway,
there's that's the thing. There's like so many different cards, so many different cards in Art of Devastation that I think we have enough to have a full blown top 10 discussion.
yeah. So the plan is we do top 10 of each color maybe,
Yeah,
or if the viewers think they we should do like top 10 something else's, then that's something we could do like top 10 sphinxes or
top 10 sphinxes. There are two sphinxes at most. The rest don't exist. They're all
what
um,
in this set you mean?
yeah,
Top 10 birds, I don't know, top 10
top 10
zombies.
birds. Oh, there's a new bird.
There
The
are actually
river.
a lot of birds in blue and white, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's bird people, but I mean birds, birds that are not people.
the word.
Ah, ah. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners, we will have more content next week. Short, I think, really, it's gonna be really short videos, right?
Yeah, I mean, 10-minute videos, just top 10s because people love top 10s. You love top 10s.
Yeah. What's gonna be? We're gonna try our hand at it, and then we're gonna see.
And like we said, for now we're doing Amoket top 10s, but if
Yep.
there's anything at all
Any other
magic
things you're
related that
interested
you
in?
want to see top 10s of,
Yep.
then comment in the comment section of any of our videos, and then we'll try to make them
Get
for
back
you.
to you. Yep. All right.
River Hoopo.
Yes, that's the best. It's a very good creature. It's two
Uh,
castigos, one three flyer.
it's actually great.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
So
but the mana is pick the
weird.
mana to gain in Royce, and it's fine.
Yeah,
It's unlimited. Limited though. This is really good for defensive
unlimited.
decks.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately the hour of discussion has come to an end. Once again, the mighty Nicol Bolas, Slayer of the Gatewatch,
So there are podcasts.
Slayer of podcasts as well. Slayer of my voice. I apologize for the quality of my voice today, our listeners and viewers. But we'll be getting more contents next week. And for once again coming from Amonket, this is Elvin,
And I'm JR scrolling the screen.
and we're say goodbye and see you later.